Good morning, everyone. Thank y'all for being here. We'll just go over the quick run of show for y'all. I'm Tommy Diaz, the Undersheriff here at the Harris County Sheriff's Office. It's an honor to stand here in front of you and discuss an amazing accomplishment. I'll start it off, and I'm going to ask Sergeant Alex Chapa to give some remarks in Spanish, and then our esteemed partner, Rania Mancarios, she's the CEO of Crimestoppers, which is a huge partner in keeping this community safe, and so she'll make some remarks as well. So, is everyone ready? Good morning, everyone. I'm Tommy Diaz, the Undersheriff here at the Harris County Sheriff's Office. It's an honor and a privilege to stand with the men and women that you see with me today. All of these folks spend an incredible amount of time making sure the community is safe. And they do it through communication, they do it through investigations, and some of the folks that you're going to meet today have done it by putting their life in harm's way. So it is an honor to stand here and speak on behalf of Sheriff Ed Gonzalez and to thank them publicly for the effort that they've done. Today is about recognizing an incredible milestone. However, more importantly, it's about recognizing people. Since 2020, our Violent Crimes Apprehension Team, the VCAT team, has arrested more than 500 fugitives wanted for murder. That's not everyone they've arrested, but 500 for murder. When people hear this number, they hear a statistic. They hear just a number that just is out there. But in reality, each of those 500 represents a family, it represents a victim, it represents the time that these men and women have spent away from their families looking for these wanted fugitives who have committed the most heinous of crimes. It's about a mother finally getting a phone call for which she has waited for years. It's about a family finally believing that justice is attainable. It is a dangerous individual no longer walking the streets of Harris County. So we can put our number of 500, that this is how many people are off the streets. But what we can't calculate is the number of people and lives that have been saved as a result of these people being put in the jail. As a result of these deputies, investigators, detectives, professionals who refuse to quit. It's about tenacity, it's about grit, it's about sacrificing time away from their family so the community is safe. The members of the VCAT team take on some of the most dangerous assignments in law enforcement. These are fugitives who run, they hide, they cross state lines, they have nothing left to lose. Yet this team continues to show up every day with courage, professionalism, unwavering commitment to protecting this community. They do it on the weekends, they do it on the holidays. If it's raining, if it's flooding, they're out there looking for these folks. People who live by violence often are looking over their shoulders. They live by looking over their shoulders, and these are the folks they find behind them, finally. What makes this unit special is not just their skill set, it is their mindset, it is their hearts. They believe every victim matters. They believe every family deserves answers, and they believe no violent offender should be allowed to escape accountability. Much of their work happens behind the scenes without recognition, long hours, surveillance, plannings, missed holidays, late nights, high-risk operations. I'd like to spend a few seconds just talking about that. A lot of time goes into preparing for these operations, making sure they have the equipment that's necessary to keep them safe, making sure that they've notified each other and they're working as a team. They really are an incredible example of teamwork and tenacity, and we're very proud of them. But it doesn't come without sacrifice, and so we want to honor that publicly and thank them and their families for allowing them to do this very, very important job. And I can say this with complete confidence that this milestone would not have been possible without the dedication and sacrifice of not just them but their families and the other people we have up here with us from Crimestoppers and obviously from the public as well. Sometimes folks are willing to make a phone call and say, hey, look, I know some information that could help you. And that information leads to arrest. So this isn't without the help of our community, without the help of the public, of being a cooperative partner and really helping keep their community safe. We all shop here, we all work here, we all worship here, and we're just a member of the community and we're doing our part, but really is about asking the community to do their part as well. 500 murders 500 murder arrests is a remarkable achievement, but this team's mission is far from over. They'll continue to pursue violent fugitives, supporting victims' families, and working every day to make your community safer. Thank you for all being here today, and thank you to our incredible VCAT detectives who are in here. So, next up is Sergeant Alex Chapa. Thank you, Chief. Go ahead, sir.
Buenos días a todos. Soy el sargento Alex Chapa. Es un honor estar aquí en nombre del alguacil Ed González y nuestros compañeros que están aquí con nosotros. Hoy estamos aquí para reconocer un logro muy importante, pero más importante aún, para reconocer a las personas que lo hicieron posible. Desde el año 2020, nuestro equipo de arresto de criminales violentos, conocido como VCAT, ha arrestado más de 500 fugitivos violentos buscados por el crimen de asesinato. Cuando las personas escuchan ese número, piensan en estadísticas, pero para nosotros, cada arresto cuenta una historia. Es una madre que por fin recibe una llamada que ha esperado durante años. Es una familia que vuelve a creer que la justicia es posible. Es una persona peligrosa que ya no está en las calles del condado de Harris. Y todo esto es gracias a los detectives, investigadores y profesionales de las fuerzas del orden que nunca se rinden hasta terminar el trabajo. Los miembros de VCAT realizan algunos de los trabajos más peligrosos de las fuerzas del orden en este condado. Estos fugitivos se esconden, huyen y cruzan fronteras estatales. Muchas veces sienten que ya no tienen nada que perder, pero aún así, este equipo sigue llegando cada día con valentía, profesionalismo y un fuerte compromiso para proteger a nuestra comunidad. Todos nosotros estamos aquí cada día, vivimos aquí, vamos a la iglesia aquí, y esto es muy importante para nuestra comunidad completamente. Lo que hace especial a esta unidad no es solo su experiencia, es su manera de pensar. Ellos creen que cada víctima importa, creen que cada familia merece respuestas, y creen que ninguna persona violenta debe de escapar de la justicia. Gran parte de su trabajo ocurre en silencio y detrás de cámaras sin recibir reconocimiento. Trabajan largas horas, hacen vigilancia y planean operaciones. Se pierden días festivos y pasan noches en el trabajo. Lo hacen porque saben lo importante que es su trabajo. Y puedo decir con total confianza que este logro no habría sido posible sin la dedicación y sacrificio de los hombres y mujeres que están aquí hoy con nosotros. A nuestro equipo de VCAT, gracias por el trabajo que hacen, por los riesgos que asumen y por las vidas que han ayudado a proteger cada día. 500 arrestos por asesinato son un logro increíble, pero la misión de este equipo todavía no ha terminado. Ellos seguirán buscando fugitivos violentos, apoyando a las familias de las víctimas y trabajando todos los días para hacer nuestra comunidad más segura. Gracias a todos por estar aquí y a nuestros increíbles detectives de VCAT.
Good morning. I'm Rania Mankarios, CEO of Crimestoppers of Houston. I'm joined by our COO, Nicole Kristoff, and I have to say it's moments like these where I'm really just thankful for the 20 years I've been able to be at Crimestoppers. Today marks an extraordinary milestone for Harris County, for law enforcement partners standing here, for victim families, and for public safety across our region. 500 murder fugitives arrested, and that's just at the minimum. 500 individuals no longer hiding in our communities, evading accountability, and no longer posing the same threat to Harris County. This impact is tremendous. These efforts unequivocally affect the quality of life for all Houstonians, but it also speaks volumes to surviving family members who we deal with daily at Crimestoppers of Houston. For many, the pain is isolating and justice can feel out of reach. But today's milestone sends a powerful message. You're not alone. Your loved ones mattered. Their cases mattered. And this community of law enforcement partners recognizes that while an arrest cannot erase loss, accountability and justice are critical, necessary, and will ultimately help families take one more step towards healing. It also gives hope to others waiting for accountability. That is why the work of the Violent Criminal Apprehension Team is to be applauded. Fugitives often believe they can outrun the system. They can disappear into another community or wait long enough for people to stop looking. But Harris County does not stop looking. And the dedicated men and women standing here today prove that violent offenders will continue to be pursued until they are brought to justice. Crimestoppers of Houston is honored to stand beside our law enforcement partners in this effort. Many violent fugitives are apprehended because someone made the courageous decision to speak up. Someone who knew something and saw something, safely and anonymously said something. Public safety is strongest when law enforcement and the community work together, and we believe that everyone has a role. The men and women of the VCAT have a difficult, dangerous, and relentless job, and we need to be thanking them daily. But when fugitives are apprehended because of a tipster, when the average community steps up and says, "I'll participate," that anonymous tip saves lives, assists in expediting the process of solving a crime, and directly helps law enforcement remove dangerous offenders from our streets. The effects of this partnership are clearly on display here today. We encourage the community to continue doing its part. If you see something, say something. Crimestoppers, anonymous tipsters directly played a role in this historic milestone, and we thank them all. There's more work to do. Please continue to report anonymously to Crimestoppers at 713-222-TIPS. You may be eligible for an up to $5,000 cash reward. To every member of VCAT, our law enforcement agencies, the investigators, the analysts, the prosecutors, and support teams, thank you for your persistence, your courage, and your unwavering commitment to justice. Thank you again.
Thanks, Rania, very much. And thanks, Sarge. We'd be happy to answer any questions. We have teammates here. We'd give you some more specifics, but if you have anything.
I was wondering, has your department seen, or my better question, excuse me, is out of those murder suspects that were apprehended, like how many cases have resulted in conviction so far? Do you have that information at all?
It's a great question. The way it kind of works, though, is once we get them in custody, they may sit in our jail for a bit, and so that's one of the things that we've actually overcome. And so the DA's office has been a great partner at getting those cases resolved, but some of those folks are still in our custody. So it wouldn't be like a really good analysis to say, like, this is the conviction rate. But I will tell you that our clearance rate is up as a result of the work that they're doing, and that's something that we can monitor within our organization. And so over the past 5 years, that's what it solved, was the clearance rate. Once we identified a suspect, we got a warrant, we were able to go arrest them and apprehend them. And then that's what really allows us, per the definition of a clearance rate, allows us to close that case. And so that's why you'll see today sometimes clearance rates of over 100% because we're arresting people from previous years.
You mentioned the emphasis on the amount of time that it takes to prepare for these cases, these apprehensions.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that.
Sure, I would love to let the captain answer that question. He has like some first line, view into that, but I think it's important to hear from the team themselves because there is a lot that goes into preparing for those things to do it safely, not just for each of them, but for the neighbors in those areas in the community and make sure that we get those folks taken care of. Captain, if you could just comment on that for me.
Yeah, I'm Captain Eric Batten. So a lot of preparation goes into preparing before we go out and arrest someone. First, you have to understand their history. Some of these violent criminals have an extensive history in committing violent crime. Some of it may have been a one-off. So we go through a preparation of reviewing their backgrounds, reviewing where they've been, and where they potentially may go, who their connections are. So this could take anywhere from a few days to a few weeks, depending on the history that they have.
Thank you.
Okay.
Anyone ask a question? Crimestoppers, maybe I have a question for you.
Sure.
Because you touched on it a little bit.
Yes.
You said that it sounds like the tips and calls and people report make a difference in these cases.
Absolutely. We encourage everyone to use the tool of Crimestoppers. You can use it through our app in over 22 languages, through our website, or by calling the tip line. As a reminder, we do not care about your status or we just want the critical information law enforcement needs to solve this tip, and that information is anonymously obtained by us. We never ask you who you are. We never know who you are. We never report any identifying information about the tipster. It is then reported to our law enforcement partners, and we see the results of that work. And, while we applaud any number we can capture in terms of how many tips came in and what actual arrests came as a result, we know there's a lot we can't capture just because these guys are doing such incredible work. They're putting their lives on the line for us every single day, and we're just thankful to play whatever role we play in it.
Do you find that even the most, what other people may find is insignificant information can end up being something pretty substantial?
You know, in my years at Crimestoppers, I've actually seen that to very much be the case, but also what I find really interesting is the way law enforcement works and the partnership with law enforcement, our organization, and the media. We also get a lot of clarifying information too. You know, the person you might think you're looking for, that's actually not the right person. It's somebody else. So the tips that come in, no tip is too small. Certainly, of course, when we're looking at the school campuses as well, there's no tip that's too small, and every piece of information helps our law enforcement partners do their job safely, efficiently, quickly, and obviously saves funds for the county too. So we hope to just continue. We hope the community plays its role, gets engaged. It's anonymous. You can get a cash reward. There's no reason not to participate.
I have one question, then you guys can go to lunch.
Sure.
Maybe, what would you hope this message gives to violent offenders in this county? You know, when it comes to what you pointed out, the fact that the court system is backed up. You know, they may take a while, or it may take a while to apprehend them. Either way, what message are you hoping to send to violent offenders who decide to act on these things in the county?
That we'll never give up. You try to hide, you try to run, these folks are going to find you. You know, this county is safe because of these folks. You know, every chief has a hero. These are my heroes, right? And I get to look at them and know that they're doing good work. And so the folks out there that think they're going to hide, we're going to find you. And so that message isn't to be bombastic, but it's to the community to know that we care about their safety and that we care about the victims and the impact that these crimes have had on families. It just doesn't affect the court. It affects your cousins and your aunts and your uncles. And then just think about what the impact is down the line. And so those folks have to account for what they did. And a judge has signed a warrant, says these folks need to be brought before the state of Texas and held accountable. And these are the men that do that. And so I'm very proud of them. But the message should be, we're interested in your public safety. We care about public safety, and that's what these folks focus on. So, any other questions? No?
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Thanks,
Appreciate
guys.
it.